Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? If I knew back then what I knew right now, I'd be on right now. I'm the nigga right now. I'm the nigga right now. Got your bitch right now. Since you want it right now, getting litty right now. Wanna text me right now. Outside right now. Please do not get in my face. You know that I'm riding the whip. I just needed my space. I drink it straight with no chase. Love when you making that face. Living out a suitcase. Annie, are you okay? I fuck you good the long way. Watch how you talking to me. 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 Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six?
She's a keeper, legs like Serena, strong like Xena, turn into a screamer. She's a dancer, money from Atlanta. She's a cancer, phone ring, no answer. I'm getting litty, mixed dirty with the fenna. My life a movie, I always got a camera. I'm at the banner, she's sucking my banana. If we never met, I'm there right now. Put a bullet in my hair right now.
Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Talking but you don't fight. About a new life. Even when I'm wrong, you know I'm still right. On another level, reach a new height. I used to hit the block just in all white. No, I can't bless it with my gun mind. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? What I know right now, what I know right now, if I knew right now, what I know right now, I be on 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 right now. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? If I knew back then what I knew right now, I'd be on right now. I'm the nigga right now. I'm the nigga right now. Got your bitch right now. Since you want it right now, getting litty right now. Wanna text me right now. Outside right now. Please do not get in my face. You know that I'm riding the whip. I just needed my space. I drink it straight with no chase. Love when you making that face. Living out a suitcase. Annie, are you could the long way. Watch how you talking to me. 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 Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six?
She's a keeper, legs like Serena, strong like Xena, turn into a screamer. She's a dancer, money from Atlanta. She's a cancer, phone ring, no answer. I'm getting litty, mixed dirty with the fana. My life a movie, I always got a camera. I'm at Cabana, she sucking my banana. Ooh, na-na. If we never met, I'm there right now. Put a bullet in my hair right now. Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Talking but you don't fight. Ooh, na-na. About a new life. Even when I'm wrong, you know I'm still right. On another level, reach a new height. I used to hit the block just in all white. No, I can't
One
miss it from my
second.
gun mind.
I have to relocate because
Have
I
you
was
ever seen
lagging
the
like a bitch.
snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? What I know right now, what I know right now, if I know right now, what I know right now, I be on 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 right now.
Okay, that should be good. Oh, when I do the group discussion, come through. This I need to be alone for this one, because this is my thoughts, and I'm going to do a review on the channel. I am going to do a review, but when I do the group discussion, slide, come through. Because it'll be like me, Pat, and other people talking about it. So when all my friends see it, slide. Hi, babes. All right. Oh, that's all I need. As long as your mic is good, that's all I ask for. Have a good mic. That's all I ever cared about. Okay. First of all, I might take this off, actually. I don't think I need this. I got a mouthful. For the time being, this is the spoiler-free section. What's up, Chief? This is the spoiler-free section. When I'm gonna get into spoilers, I'm gonna retweet the spoiler part. I'm gonna retweet and put it on Discord so you guys can see it. So I'm gonna give my general thoughts first, without really, I just want to say I saw the first-hand account of this man's entire facial and body language reacting to this movie. She was right there, beside me the whole time. What's good, Blaze? What's good? You gotta talk Superman. Now, let's start with full open transparency, right? I'm a humongous Superman fan. Superman's been my favorite superhero as long as I can remember. Watching the Superman animated series growing up, the Justice League series, the various Superman animated movies. I've seen all the Christopher Reeves ones. Obviously, I've watched Man of Steel, Superman Returns. If you don't know this, my favorite TV show, I don't think it's necessarily the best TV show, but my favorite TV show is Smallville. I love Smallville. Smallville is pretty much the end of the beginning, and it's the story of Clark Kent before he becomes Superman, from Smallville to Metropolis, and then donning the red and the blue and the yellow and the cape, right? I'm also want to give a little bit of context. I'm not a hater at all of Zack Snyder's, I guess you could say, DCEU. Do I think it's a lot darker, gritty, and more realistic? Yes, but because I understood that going into it, I took it with a grain of salt. I'm not one of those people that think necessarily because a character has a legacy and history, you must step for step, beat by beat, follow what has come before. One of the cool things about superheroes and superhero content and comics is that people have their own versions, interpretations. And we know for the big two, the multiverse has been a thing for a really long time. So you can always have your own specific interpretation. For example, I actually don't hate the first Injustice. I don't think that's a terrible Superman or terrible like story. I do think when you get into the comics and then to Justice 2, it gets very messy, but I think that's a fine incarnation. You got like Gotham White Knight, where Joker is like quote unquote reformed or reforming. Like, you can do those things, you can take creative liberties, and I'm genuinely okay with that as long as you explain your thinking. So for example, while I may not be the biggest fan of the Dark Knight trilogy from the standpoint that's not how my Batman acts, I understood what Christopher Nolan was trying to do. That was supposed to be a more realistic depiction of Batman if he existed, to the point where he's not the one creating all his gadgets. We created Lucius Fox. He has something someone he can delegate in order to help him create the Batmobile and things of that nature. Superman's your second favorite superhero? Man of Steel was great. It was a great movie, not necessarily Superman, but still had a good moments. Man of Steel's biggest problems to me was Lois Lane, the death of Jonathan Kent. And again, I really like Henry Cavill. I love the suit. I like the power and the strength that he shows throughout the DCEU. I just feel like he was very stiff, stoic, just hard and rigid all the time. Like, it's like the directing actors he got didn't allow him to kind of express more Superman-like. What's the actor's name that plays Superman for this? I need to pull up the cast list. I don't have the actors' names. I'm terrible at this. Hold on. Superman. I want to give him credit. I actually don't dislike him at all. What's his name? David Cornsweet? I like bro. That was not bad at all, man. Like, I thought that he got better directions from James Gunn in a sense to express more Superman things, especially like some of the corny stuff. Like, as much as people might clown it, the kind of corniness of Superman is ingrained into him, and I thought he had some lines like that. And I do like that he had Superman's love for life. I think that's one thing he got really well, where he's like, I wasn't here representing this place or this place. I just didn't want a war to happen because war causes death. I didn't want people to die. Like, oh, and I'll say this. I went through a humongous Corrinswet. That's how you say it? Okay, I'm just calling him David. I'm mostly high on the movie than I am low. And it's hard. Like, I guess if you put a gun to my head, but nah, the casting was very well done in my opinion, yes. And I'm like, I think it's a better movie than Man of Steel overall. I'm not sure. I gotta think about that. I feel like I like both movies for different reasons, but this movie's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But let me get into a few things, and then cause I really want to get into the spoiler territory. But I like the movie. I'm higher on it than lower on it. I think the casting jobs were done really well. I do think James Gunn inserted a little bit too much of his brand of humor into it that I didn't like sometimes. I felt like a lot of moments that were emotional that needed a moment and time to just sit and settle and sit with the audience. He just pop a joke in there, and it's like he refused to let us feel. It's like, laugh now, laugh. And I'm like, there was a lot of moments where I felt if he just chilled a little bit on the MCU type humor, if you will, a lot of moments would hit harder. There's one moment in the end with the confrontation with the main antagonist and protagonist where I felt like they needed to have that talk of different ideology of a human and alien, and then Crypto just comes and has like a Loki moment, like when Hulk is like puny god, and I'm like, that was an interesting conversation I wanted to see happen. Why would you do that? Fuck this dog. I fucking hate Crypto. I'm sorry. I have never in any incarnation enjoyed Crypto the dog. Get that mutt out of my goddamn Superman movie. I'm sorry. I don't care about the dog. I never did, never will, and I still don't. I just don't care about the dog. And apparently, James Gunn inserted Krypto the way that his dog acts. Apparently, his dog is bad, doesn't listen, and while he's writing scripts would like gnaw at his feet and chew at his shoes. And I'm like, so you just did a self-insert of your own dog in here? Like, I don't like that. I don't think that was necessarily the greatest decision. I don't even necessarily think that Krypto didn't work in the film. It's just one of the parts of the Superman mythos I've never particularly cared about in great detail. I just don't. So fuck that dog. I'm on my Boa Hancock. Who put a cat in my way? Who put his dog in my way? Punt. Okay? Real ones know Shelby the GOAT. Shelby different. Shelby raw. Shout to Smallville. Shelby's that bitch. Literally. You know I like the doggy, but I agree that moment needed to be had. Yes. I'm surprised you didn't completely hate the movie. Some critics didn't really like this movie. This movie is very mixed, but overall a lot of positive reviews. I've mostly seen positive reviews, but the movie's not perfect, and I can understand why everyone didn't like it. It's like, the hard part about me as being a Superman fan, he's one of those characters where, like, even if I don't like the overall movie, I'll find things that I like just because I'm such a huge fan. Again, I've watched every live action Superman movie and show to some degree. Smallville has been my favorite live action representation of Clark Kent, Kal-El, Superman, if you will. I still don't have that live action Superman movie where I'm like, yeah, that's the one. This isn't the one for me yet. Like, I guess we'll have to wait until the next time it happens, but I don't dislike it. Like, I didn't dislike it. I found a lot of it very frustrating to watch. I did. And one of the things this movie does, which doesn't bother me on a personal level, it has a similar problem that Batman v Superman has. It's very comic booky from the standpoint of, if you're a normal person or you don't know a lot of the Superman mythos, for example, and while for a lot of us it's commonplace and common knowledge, for a lot of people it isn't. A lot of people might need to see the planet blow up, him get sent to Earth, and then grow up a little bit, then become Superman, not necessarily start there. For me, obviously, it's common knowledge the same way Peter Parker, with great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben, because of him, kind of passes away, and then he starts to internalize that and becomes a good hero. Batman's parents are gunned down in Crime Alley. Now, it happens in different ways, different people. It could be Joe Chill, whatever the case may be. But tragically, Batman watches both his parents get gunned down, and that's what starts him on his path. And that's why he hates guns. So for me, a lot of the Superman things, yeah, I know what's going on. I'm not lost seeing Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, or Hot Girl. I know their mythos. I know what they're about. But I feel like he didn't explain what these incarnations and this version of Superman and this version, what are they about? I don't know their history in the context of the James Gunn universe. I mean, I could fill in the blanks myself, but for someone who doesn't know that, they wouldn't be able to do it. I think this movie would have benefited from a BVS scene, kind of how BVS starts with Batman's family's like passing, but it's a very quick 4-minute montage with the pearls and the gunshots and they're falling, Martha, and then until you see the kid Bruce running. I think a small scene like that would have went a long way, personally speaking, but it doesn't do the foundational legwork for the people who don't know. If you're a comic book reader and you're like me, you'll be totally fine. And Batman v Superman had the same problem. Yes, I know I'm seeing injustice. I know Flash is traveling through the Speed Force. I know what all these things mean because I'm an avid comic book fan. But if I'm a regular person coming to see this movie, I am confused as fuck. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. The movie is vast majority positive for reviews. It is anything but mixed. Okay, I'm very curious what your thoughts on the big twist in the movie. Personally, I don't know how to feel about it. I'll get to it in a second. Just had to clear that up. I wouldn't have had to see the whole beginning, but I definitely had some questions. I think it's very funny that some reviewers people who act like they are authorities on comics complain that the movie is too comic books. Yeah, that's weird. Too comic booky. No, I actually that's one of my favorite things about it. It was very comic booky, and comic books are already ridiculous, and I'm okay if you want to lean into that. I did have a hard time in the beginning, pacing wise, because I know those characters to some degree, but I don't know any history about them. I do think the pacing was a little jarring, choppy, and really fast at the beginning, and kind of all over the place. It actually reminds me of the non-extended cut of BVS a little bit. Even someone who knows superhero stuff plenty well, I'm no you, but I know a good bit of the basics. He said, I wish God made a movie a bit longer because I definitely had a hard time to get used to the new established DCU and new characters that already are that are already heroes in the world. I wonder if he'll do a thing like how Marvel might like go back and did like a Captain Marvel movie and maybe like a Captain Avengers first Avengers movie. Like maybe they'll go back and show like the rise of Hawk Girl, the Justice Gang, if you will. So yeah, like I know what Green Lanterns are. I know about like Green Lanterns, the Guardians, and the whole emotional spectrum with all the different types of rings, right? But like, you didn't really explain what a Green Lantern is. By the way, though, I want to get his name. Give me a second. In my humble opinion, Eddie Gath Eggy. I'm sorry, I'm calling him Eddie. He smoked Mr. Terrific. I thought he fucking killed that role. With his T-spheres and everything, I thought he did a really, 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 really good job. I really liked it. Yeah, that was really good. I like Isabella as Hawk Girl. I don't know that I like the whole every time she did that weird scream. I thought that was a little weird. I don't mind it because I know like it happens, but like I thought maybe they overdid it a little bit. Yeah, I have the most basic and minimal knowledge on those characters. He was fire. I don't know anything with Mr. Terrific, but I'm a fan. I think at this point with comic book movies, we are beyond the point where filmmakers should be worrying about people who haven't consumed the source material. Audiences can and will get what you're going for as long as you execute. I feel that. This is what I mean. I know about all the heroes that appear, but I still had a couple of questions. So 100% on the very comic booky. I didn't like Hawk Girl that much, to be honest. Very weird. I just didn't like. Again, I know sometimes they like to do these modern takes and modern retakes and stuff. Like, I don't know if they're going to do the whole Shiera and Hawk Girl, Hawkman, reincarnation, blah, 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 blah. But she didn't bother me. But I like the actor who played her. I thought she looked, like, good in the suit and everything of the sort. What's Buddy's name who played Lex? I think Nicholas Hoult. Is that him? Where is he? Nicholas Hoult? Nicholas was a good Lex. This to me is the best movie Lex Luthor that I've seen. Overall live action, I just don't think you can top Michael Rosenbaum and what he did in Smallville. Like I don't think in my lifetime I'm gonna see a better live action Lex. But he again was a good Lex. I had some issues I'll get into. This story fails to establish this specific Lex's beef with Superman. Yes, I know generally always why Lex doesn't like him. I felt like that was one of the biggest problems of the movie was that this Lex, we don't know when he first saw Superman and like why he got to the point where he got to. What this movie really needed was to establish a lot of the reasons why a lot of these characters in this incarnation of this movie in this universe are here at this point in time. This movie very much feels like the third film or second film in an overall franchise where you're coming into something like things are already happening. They were like 300 years there's been metahumans. For the last 3 Superman is 30 years ago Superman came. For 3 years he's been Superman for 3 years. So you're not coming into the very beginning of him donning the House of L symbol and then flying around, right? So yeah. I only knew about the Hawk Girls because of Arrowverse. No, just a Scream. This is Kendra, so no. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know. I actually didn't check that was Kendra or not. He was an incredible Lex. A1B. Yeah, I didn't really care for the battleship. Like, A B B4 work to 6. Like that was weird. I thought that was very battleshipy. Yeah, you're right, but that's all on the writing. The actor, in my opinion, did an incredible job as Lex. I don't think anybody didn't act well. Like, I'm with you, but I felt because we didn't have that established canon of why Lex has beef with Superman. I felt there were scenes where he overacted, and there's one scene where I felt he did a lot of tell don't show because he had to just explain like why I don't like you, and I'm like, I wish I had seen that and saw that bubble up to the point where Lex was like, I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm honestly, I can't do this. Spoiler time. I can't do this. If you don't want to hear spoilers, it's time to go. I can't. I'm not good at doing non-spoiler reviews. I need to talk about everything freely. So I'm just gonna tell everybody I'm in the spoiler section now because I can't hold back. This is actually annoying me. All right, hold on. Spoilers. Go to Discord. Spoilers now. Okay, this is just not gonna work for me. Everyone. Okay. All right. Thank you. That's one of my criticisms. As someone who only knows that Lex is like an iconic villain to Clark, I don't know anything else about their dynamic. That's why I wish the movie was. Oh, you want it to be longer, like 2 hours and a half, so you can give some flashbacks on how they met and why Lex has beef with Supes. He hates him because he ain't him, but y'all wouldn't know that. Okay, we're in the spoiler section, so I'm free to talk. I actually don't like how the movie starts. I don't like the idea that Superman James Gunn did so many things that really infuriated me. But one of them was just starting off with him losing a fight. So like basically, literally, it just kind of opens up with him like falling into the ground and like that first kind of teaser trailer we saw. So it literally goes like, for this many years, it kind of kept it in threes. For like 300 years, metahumans have been around and existed. For the last 33 years ago, Superman crash landed on Earth. 3 years ago, Superman became the greatest metahuman hero of all time. 3 minutes ago, Superman lost his first fight. Crash. Oh, Krypto, take me home. And I'm like, what? What a weird way to start a movie. Why wouldn't I want to see that? Why wouldn't we want to? You can't fake inject emotion where it's like, if there was some way for you to give us 3 years of us caring and seeing Superman being triumphant, his first loss would have hit us harder. So to do it like this, it's just weird. Where it's like, okay, I didn't see this. You did a tell don't show. Then he just goes into his fortress. I like the fortress, by the way. I like that it burrows underground, and then when Superman is close, it comes back up. There's different versions of his fortress. Usually it is DNA coded, but a lot of times he just has the key. And I like the key because the key weighs like usually like something crazy like 100 tons. So even if you see the key, you're like, I'll pick it up. You can't lift his key. So he'll just be like, anyways, and open it and go in. And I think as a result of that, the Ultraman twist was actually spoiled really early because we knew that it was DNA locked and DNA coded. So as soon as Lex walked in, I'm like, oh, that might actually be Ultraman, but I can tell you're doing something different. The reason I thought definitely it was Ultraman because he stayed covered in the black suit. So I'm like, if you're actually doing this thing, the sun actually depowers him, and you know that maniac snorts kryptonite. So to explain to anyone who doesn't know about Ultraman, I think usually it's Earth 3 if I remember correctly, but the multiverse exists. So there's actually something called the Crime Syndicate, which is the evil version. I'll explain. Give me a second, Glenn. Let me land. Give me a second. I'll make it make sense because this is not really Ultraman. Just give me a second. So, Ultraman is evil Superman, not like a Superman that with a moral gray code or a different Kryptonian that has the code name Superman, like Calvin Harris, the black one, who's the president of the United States. That's not what that is. These are Owlman is the evil Batman. Superwoman is evil Wonder Woman. Ultraman is evil Superman. And he has like the same power set, but they're powered and depowered differently. To the point Ultraman does shit like push the moon in the path of the sun, so the sun never really shines directly on Earth because that depowers him. Bizarro is a botched clone of Superman, That's for better like it's retarded. He's retarded, okay? He speaks backwards. No means yes. Yes means no. Yes, there's been different versions and different incarnations. But generally, he has a lot of Superman strength and ability, but he's not as smart. And he has opposite powers. So, freeze vision, heat breath, vacuum breath. But also, he tends to usually have opposite powers to Superman. James Gunn did a fusion with the concept of Bizarro and Ultraman. That's what he did. He took both concepts and kind of merged them into one. So it's a clone of Superman, but it's not actually an alternate version from another Earth that's evil. And he's stupid and slow, so he's like Bizarro. But he's powered by kryptonite and depowered by the sun. So he's like Ultraman. You get what I'm saying? Like, he actually kind of tried to fuse both concepts. I don't know that I love that, especially as the first main kind of antagonist. And then he's doing like, to me, it seemed like counterintuitive for someone who was able to create a pocket dimension. Why wouldn't you have a more efficient way of controlling Bizarro Ultraman? Instead of having to literally analyze what's happening, give out a command and a move, then he has to register it and then do it. I thought that was weird. I didn't really like that. Yeah. Okay, the movie could have started any other way. The first half of the movie made me so mad. It was weird. Don't dude have a U on his chest? Yes, it's Earth 3. The dumb girlfriend said, Ultraman, you did so well right after the fight. Yeah, it's a flipped universe. Luthor is a resistance fight type beat. How do you feel with the twist? The second message of Kal-El's parents. Ultraman was underwhelming for me. I'm with you. Okay. So yeah, that was like the Ultraman thing. Just a side note, I like Jimmy. I thought that the Jimmy Olsen, I like Jimmy. I didn't think Perry White got too much to do, but you know, shout out to Bunk from The Wire. And what did he play in Suits? He was the girl who's married to the prince. I always forget her name. The Duchess. Prince William's girl. What's it? Meghan Markle. He was her dad in Suits. I remember. He was Perry White. This Lois was a huge step up from Amy Adams. Much more of the rambunctious go-getter, put herself in danger for the story and for Superman's life. Thought that she did a really good job. So let's get to your question about the parents. I don't like it. I thought that was a weird change. Weird change to the Superman mythos. Now, Smallville did this better, where Clark kind of got a botched, damaged version of like his parents' message. And he thought he was there to conquer, but that was not the case. His dad, Jor-El, never sent him to Earth to conquer Earth. He sent him there to keep him safe because he was afraid that he would die or get hurt. So he sent him to a planet where he knew he would have incredible power and strength, and wanted him to watch over humans. A lot of my favorite versions of his actual biological parents sent him there to give him extra protection because of the yellow star radiation, on top of the fact that they actually saw a lot of parallels with humans and Kryptonians. It's actually pretty common for them to be like, yeah, they're kind of dumb and weak, or they stumble or whatever, but they'll always come full circle and be like, but look what we've done to our own planet. Are we any better? You can be the bridge between two people. In the Man of Steel version, because the Codex was within him, his parents in a way really wanted him to fuse Earth and Krypton and kind of have a version of both. I don't like the idea that his parents actually sent him there to dominate and conquer the Earth. That is not something I've ever really seen, personally. This is my first time really experiencing a version of Superman where his parents were like, humans are trash, dominate them, kill as many as you. I totally thought it was doctored and not the actual message, but it is what it is. What I thought the movie was missing more so than that, though I give them props for how they ended it, was, yeah, sometimes they make his parents way more country. My pa came from the farm. I thought they leaned into their redneckness a little much to make it funny. Like, Pa said that you have to bring coffee. Don't be a stranger. Like, that's just James Gunn inserting his humor. It's fine. I can look past that. But the kind of home versus heritage and the way that he's raised on the Kent farm is one of the most important aspects to Superman's character and heart. I know that his parents usually are good, and he gets a lot from Jor-El, but it's what the Kents instilled into him that make him such a good person, human being, if you will. And I thought that the movie was missing a lot of those moments, though we did get one with his pops, where he told him, like, the choices you make are who really define you. We just give you tools, and you might fuck up and make an ass of yourself, but that's your path to take. You don't have to do what your parents quote unquote planned for you. And the movie kind of starts with, like, because the beginning of the message is like, oh, you are hope, you are a savior, like, you're gonna help people. Clark used to like to play that to soothe him, because he felt like it was his purpose to help humanity. Because the full message is about him conquering Earth, later on they kind of spin it full circle where they're like, should we play the message? They're like, yes, he finds it soothing, the message of his parents. Then now at the end of the movie, it's a montage of Ma and Pa Kent raising him through his formative years. I thought that was beautiful. It almost brought a tear to my eye. But I needed more of that. That wasn't enough for me. I needed more. Because a lot of my absolute favorite moments in Smallville is when Jonathan, Martha Kent are talking to Clark and having those really human moments for him. I'll give you one of my favorite ones. Because Clark basically accidentally hurt somebody because he got mad and he's like, yo, get off me. And the kid's sternum broke, his neck was whatever. Now, the guy was faking a lot of it. And he was like I'm not getting into all of it. But long story short, his dad was like, I love you. You're a brilliant kid. And I know this is not fair to you, but you're too strong. You don't get to anger like that. You having a moment where you snap even a little bit and you flick somebody means death for them. You have to be better. You have to. And I know it's not fair to you for that. Like, to put that on you, my son, it's not fair, but you can't anger like that. If you get angry, people could die. And you have to be above it. And I find that after that, Clark would do something petty, but he wouldn't, like, hurt you. Like, oh, you're messing with me? Okay. I don't care. This is fly to me. It's just fly. I don't care. I don't care how asshole-ish it is. Someone's messing with him. It's like, all right. You come outside after you mess with it at the bar, and you'll see your fucking car is, like, stuck through a tree. Yeah. I don't care. That's fly. That's how he gets his shit off. So, yeah. Okay. That's what you guys are saying. Sorry, y'all. Married to Charles. I love Lois. I didn't like it either. I was extremely confused, but there's a lot who didn't like it. I like them sending Kal-El and tell him to give people of Earth hope. Yes. This whole get a lot of women was cringe. Yes. The harem part was super. I forgot about that. I probably blocked it out. The harem shit was cringe. I love the scenes. I love the scene few times. James Gunn didn't ruin it with the joke. Did move me also, like the song in the end. Very beautiful. He's lying. It did bring a tear to his eye. It didn't. It almost did. I fought it again this time. But that's kind of my take on his parents, his parents and heritage and lineage. Like, I think if they continue this, they should lean more into that. Because a lot of times when Superman is lost, he actually can go to his fortress and talk to... It looks like in this version, there is no sentient AI of Jor-El. So he can actually talk to his artificial intelligence father. But there's been many times where, like, the fortress was broken or compromised or something where he couldn't do that. And he tends to go to his literal mom and dad on the farm anytime he's confused or lost. I give me more of that in some of the next coming films, especially Martha, because in a lot of versions, Pa Kent does die around the time or before he becomes Superman, and Ma Kent is the one that's alive. I do like when they're both alive sometimes, but a lot of times to teach him that he literally can't save anyone, his father dies from something like cancer, or in Smallville, his heart gave out because there's basically long story short, there was a moment where Jor-El channeled Kryptonian power through Jonathan Kent to stop Clark and help him come back, but that put a major strain on his body. And Clark can't raise the dead or stop you from like dying from cancer or something like that. This is why when in Man of Steel, when he's like, no, I mean, you could save him from the tornado. That's a stupid thing to teach him. But usually it's the lesson is you could save as many people as you can, but you can't save everyone, and you have to be okay with that. And then he internalizes a lot of his father's teachings, and then it's him and his mom. AI Jarrell always felt like a Mickey way of interacting with a dead character to me. I'm not mad at him not being able to do it. I'm just saying from what I can tell in this version that doesn't exist. So he can't do that. He can't call upon his father when he needs help. I listened to that song when Clark in the end is looking for footage of his Earth parents. Eyes glistening, illuminated by only light coming from the movie screen. So yeah. Okay, so to get into the Lex thing, right? So James Gunn. Oh, he did a few things that frustrated me. I'm trying to remember all of them. There was a point where Superman and Metamorpho are in the cage and he's like holding a gun to someone's head and playing Russian roulette. Like, if you don't, whatever, he'll die. And Clark is like freaking out, like, stop. And on the second one, he ends up shooting him. And he's like, oh, I thought that would be longer. Anyways, I'm going to go get someone else I think you care about and kill them next. How about that reporter that's always talking to you? I think his name was Clark Kent. I think I'll kill him next. Nothing happened after that. He absolutely did not fucking elaborate on that line at all. Do you know how fucking interesting that would have been? If he's wondering why he can't find Clark Kent with all of his power, money, resources, and technology. And maybe being like, I can't find Clark Kent because I thought a moment like that was going to happen. Or a lot of the Daily Planet people were going to cover for Kent because Kent's a good dude, even though he gets bullied. And then Lex wouldn't be able to figure it out, at least not this early. But the fact that you brought up such an interesting plot thread and absolutely just cut it right there was stupid. Don't use him then. Use Lois or someone else. Don't say I'm going to find the reporter that you're always talking to, Clark Kent, and then absolutely do nothing with that. What the fuck is that? That was stupid. There was two more I'm trying to remember, and it's not coming to me. There was two more things he did like that, and I was like, why did you even do this? It's not coming to me. I thought he might kill one of his parents. Something like that too, right? But, sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to remember. Also, let me blow my nose. It's a little bit chilly down here. My nose is running. Sorry, y'all. 1 sec. As a complete side note, I don't like the I'm not a fan of movies always dating themselves with a specific social issue, political issue, or conflict. There was a very obvious parallel to what's happening with Palestine and Israel, with Bavaria and the other country, I can't remember its name. I didn't like that. That felt very on the nose, and like, I don't know how people all feel about that and where they lean. I felt like that was a little Mickey on the nose. Like, I didn't like that. I could have done without that. I don't care that you had two countries warring, but it was very obviously supposed to kind of imitate, in a fictional sense, what's happening in Palestine. That was lame to me. Don't do shit like that. I personally didn't care for it. I seen some critics also point out that Lex was menacing in that scene, but it didn't go anywhere. Which scene? Gunn's movies always have specific things that are changes that don't benefit the characters but will inevitably catch on because most people like his movies. Like Star-Lord's seriousness. Yes, that's a good point. I wish I could remember the other thing. I think it was like, what other plot thread did you just kind of bring up and completely drop? What was it? Why can't I remember? Fuck. This is why you gotta see the movie a few times before you really review. I don't like doing reviews immediately like this, but I don't know. But basically, what I explained about like the Clark Kent scene, he had done like 2 more things like that where I'm like, you didn't take this anywhere. Why would you even bring it up then? Like that was dumb. Like don't do that. To be honest, I was actually thinking of Russia Ukraine stuff. Really? Okay, that's fair. The scene he killed the guy at the Russian roulette. Oh yes, that was yeah. Most people liked it. Like that. Most people like it that noticed it. The people who don't like that comparison so far have been too stupid to notice. The amount of reviewers that I know are anti-woke thought the movie didn't do anything woke, straight up exposing themselves. Oh, fair enough. Hate that woke shit. Okay. Let me talk about the action. I thought the action was pretty solid. It was pretty good. James Gunn also falls into the problem that I feel like a lot of these creators don't use Superman's entire moveset. I don't think he used Arctic Breath once, and it's just like such a cool ability that I'm accustomed to seeing him use in the comics and the show, and I hate that he doesn't do it. He used Super Breath like once or twice, I think, to blow a dog out the way for getting crushed, but it's like he could do more than fly, punch, and use heat vision. I did like the part where like they were fighting the big monster, and Clark is a person who cares about life, and he does have an extraterrestrial zoo, right? So he wanted to subdue it without killing it. And there was a part where the T-spheres went inside of it, and I saw him use his X-ray vision, but I feel like he didn't use his hearing, his X-ray vision, his enhanced senses and smell, and things of that nature to its fullest, and I'm just tired of them not using his full power set. Heat vision is cool, but heat vision is one of the things that actually use up a lot of his solar radiation the most. Also, I think it's very jarring for the average person to just be like, oh yeah, so I created a pocket dimension universe where I just trap motherfuckers I don't like petty, like girlfriends who just did something petty I don't like. I throw them in this fucking, like, how did Lex create this? One of the biggest problems movies always going to have is they didn't do the legwork for Lex. I don't think that he's devoid of intellect and technology and money to be able to do this, but you need to show it. Did he was there a specific scientist that was really good with dimensional things that he picked his brain and learned from, maybe kidnapped him, forced him to build it? Like, that would have gone a long way. You can't just have a pocket universe and not explain how it was fucking built or created. Now, pocket dimensions are very common to me, so I'm not lost. I'm fine, but I know for the average viewer, they're like, what? Oh, I guess that's just, so, yeah. Heat vision is too raw for most people that they can't help but use it, but that shit can't be spammed. Thank you. Heat vision is raw, but I definitely like to see other movesets. Like, what comic was it where he he got binded by something, he was flying back and someone was coming to him and he went and he like souped him in, then headbutted him, blew him back, and then like started shooting like ice shards. I'm like, dog, like use his full fucking moveset. He's so cold with it. Like he's so nice with it, bro. DC loves that shit. You're totally right. I like heat vision too, but it just always makes me laugh because I'm like, you guys know that's the one, like it's the one thing that he does that expends the most of his solar battery is heat vision. Like it's the most taxing thing he does. I don't know, just a funny thing I wanted to say. How do you feel about Clark using super breath to get away from the black hole? I liked it. Yo, that was the other time he used it. That was cool. That was good. That was smart. That was smart. I also really like that the whole time he's trying to save Metamorpho's baby, he's just keeping it out of harm's way, eating the punches. Like, this is very hero Clark. I'll give them that. So I'm fighting this big thing, but I'm gonna save the girl, the people, the squirrel, the dog. Like, I don't want any loss of life. This is very much I care about life Superman, which was fly. I like that. That was fire. Some call it BS, like it's fucking Superman dog. It's also a comic book, so like it's not realistic. So I don't care about that. Yeah. Now, I will say this. This is a nitpick. I'm not gonna go too hard on this part, but Kryptonian shit is very fucking hard and durable. Any metal or fabrics that come into contact with the yellow sun or yellow star almost automatically get supercharged and become like a hyper alloy metal that cannot be broken by conventional means. I'm gonna give Ultraman Bizarro Man a pass because he's a clone of Superman that maybe has comparable strength. But what did they call her? Because I feel like it's supposed to be Give me a second. Just give me a second. Sorry. I gotta put up the cast again because I want to know. I want to see something. Okay. So a lot of times Lex has a female like Eve has like a female I feel like he calls it Mercy a lot of the times. But anyways, like robotic thing that he built. So with this he used a bunch of nanites and stuff. I don't think she should have been powerful enough to walk through the Fortress of Solitude and start breaking the crystals and the metallic alloy and the compound and the machinery that's in there. She shouldn't on average be strong enough to do that. Again, it's a nitpick. I'm not going to go hard on it, but generally speaking, even if it's like a regular metal that comes to from Krypton to Earth, it's hard unless you have mega super strength. You can't just break it easily. I thought that was a little weird to me. Yeah. Rick Flag is in this movie. He's just kind of doing government shit. I don't know if they're gonna are they gonna transition into Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad and whatnot. But he is actually he is there. So just shout out to him, I guess. I don't have anything profound to say about Rick Flag. He's in the movie though, if you didn't notice. The vibe I get from this movie is everyone is characterized perfectly. Plot, setup, and tone are the problems, and pacing a little bit. And like Glam, you wouldn't be lost because you're knowledgeable like me, but you could probably see like, oh, like a non-comic book fan wouldn't understand this. You should have probably did a little bit of explaining just for those people. We don't care because we know, but I'm just saying. Just to set up too, all the payoffs hit from what the Yappers and the TL are saying. Apparently that's Flag Senior too, so that's that man old as fuck. Oh, is that true? I don't think I noticed that. Hold on. Let's keep the fucking cast up here. Sorry. Oh, yeah, it is Senior. Oh, okay. Can I talk about Supergirl for a second? Oh, boy. They butchered my baby. Okay. I didn't even know Supergirl was in this movie or in this universe or existed. That was unnecessary. I did not like that addition at all under any circumstance or the way that they did it. I don't know if my girlfriend is still in here, but she was saying that she had recently seen Millie Alcock. Millie Alcock in something recent. But she was Supergirl in this, and she appears at literally the very end. She's fucking drunk and smashed. She's like, "Where's my dog? All right, thanks for watching my dog, bitch." And then she leaves. And he's just like, oh, she just like, she's a party animal. She goes to like planets with red stars so that she could get drunk because Superman can't get, well, if you have a Kryptonian cocktail or an alien cocktail, possibly, but human alcohol can't get them drunk. So because of their metabolism or whatever, if you don't know this, Kryptonians under a red star are like pretty much human level. They're not necessarily any stronger or faster than a human. So red solar radiation is one of Superman's weaknesses alongside kryptonite. I don't ever say lead is a weakness, but he can't see through lead. But lead can stop the radiation of kryptonite. And then magic. Magic is always weird to call a weakness. It's not that he's weak to magic. Everyone is susceptible to magic. But Superman has no natural defense against magic. It completely bypasses his like bio whatever the fuck shield thing. They're adapting Tom King's version of Kara, so that might be what's going on there. Is that something that happened recently? I don't know I haven't been following what's going on. Excuse me, I'm your baby. I can't flex on a superhero. Don't do me like that. What do you mean? I was saying You were saying that the girl Millie Alcock was in something you watched recently, like something you were watching. The Supergirl girl was in it. That's all I said. After what Tom King did with Batman, I'm not fucking with him. I'm not fucking with Tom King right now. I'm not. Yeah, and Crypto's her dog, so I don't know. Kara is hella serious and broody, in from what I understand. Now you said they did my baby dirty. Oh. Because I actually like Kara in most incarnations. I like Supergirl more than Power Girl. And if you're a Power Girl fan, I know what you are. But I've always liked the kind of contrast to Kara because Kara lived about 16 years on Krypton. Clark only really knows Earth. He was sent as a baby. So she had a way harder time adjusting to Earth, and she's angrier, and she is a teenager, technically, in age, even though biologically she's older than Clark because she was in suspended animation. So the rage and the anger I get, so maybe this is her letting loose because of that. I don't know. We'll see what they do with her, but I just didn't like it. The scene just kind of felt like a, ha ha, thanks for watching my dog, bitch. I'm like, and I'm just there like, fuck are we doing? The actress of Supergirl was in House of Dragon. Who did she play? Hold on. Google Millie Alcock. She's Australian. She's in House of Dragon for real. Who did she play? House of Dragon. Let me see that cast. She plays the main character, Rhea Targaryen. Oh, was she the child version? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, cool. I forgot what happened in House of Dragon. Shout out to Valerian Steele though. When she's young girl. Okay, I was right. Okay. Mr. Terrific, I thought was terrific. Yeah, they did him well. Again, some James Gunn humor in there, but I thought they did a good job. Crypto being Kara's dog was also a lame change that happened recently. No, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. Most versions that I know, Crypto usually is experimented on and kind of develops superpowers because they're trying to do some weird Kryptonian shit. But there's two versions that I've seen that it's just Kara's dog or whatever. But like I said earlier, I'd never like Crypto. I'm not a fan of Crypto. That's one part. It's kind of like how I feel about Superboy. I don't hate Superboy to the same degree that I dislike Crypto. But if Superboy never shows up in any capacity in any Superman universe I'm consuming, I'm totally fine. I don't care about Superboy. The whole Lex and Clark clone, it just doesn't move me like that. Like, it just doesn't. I don't like... the reason that I don't also like Crypto like that too is I'm a fan of Krypton being a real alien planet where they don't have the same animals that humans do. So sometimes when it's like, oh, like this dog is just from Krypton, I'm like, so y'all just have the same fucking animals in space. Like, I don't like that personally. So like, again, if I'm doing Superman story, you're never seeing that fucking mud. But shout out to Shelby from Smallville. Shelby is fire. But yeah, I'm not fucking with Crypto. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck about that stupid ass bitch ass dog. I'm on my Boa Hancock, who put this dog in my path, and I'm punting it out of orbit like Team Rocket, bro. It is what it is. I know you're a dog guy. I get it. Doggo, cool. Cats are better. So, Mr. Terrific was really good. I actually liked what's the guy's name? I want to find his name. Who's the guy who played Guy? They just put Green Lantern, but it was obviously Guy Gardner because of the haircut and his like attitude, whatever. His name is Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion. He actually looks familiar. I've seen him in some movies before. He looked different, I guess, with the haircut and everything. But yeah. Shout out to him. Oh, I'm a liar. I'm talking about. This is the character I was talking about. I made a mistake earlier. The engineer Is who I met, not Eve. I'm sorry, Engineer. But I swear the character's name is Mercy. Am I tripping? Engineer. Is that what she's called? The robot that Lex makes? Is that what she's called now? I swear her name was just Mercy. Angela Spice. Okay. There might be some changes to some of these things that have happened in recent years that I just don't know about because I haven't particularly kept up. But okay. He always has some robot bitch, but okay. All right. My fault. I guess they called the engineer in this. I made a mistake. I didn't mean Eve. Eve was the person that was Lex's girlfriend or whatever, and then but really like Jimmy Olsen. I made a mistake, so let me correct that. Did I enjoy the Clark and Lois interview? That was a great scene. That was a great scene. I'm tripping, and yes, he voices Hal Jordan a lot in the animated movies. Oh, nice. But you see the evolution can occur on the same on various planets by the process of blah blah. I'm good off the dog, man. Did I enjoy the action scenes? The one action sequence I didn't like is when the engineer and Lex and Ultraman Bizarro come to the fortress. I thought the CGI was a little janky, and Lex. I get that they want to make Lex look cool and badass, like just walking through while she just, but like, to me, Lex would do something more like, wait at the door. And they're like, "All right, Lex, come." And he's like, "That took 6 seconds longer than I expected. Do better." But they just want to make him look cool and walk, whatever. I thought that scene was ass. I thought Mr. Terrific scene, where he bodies all the people at Lex's camp to get to the portal, to save Clark and Metamorpho from like the black hole and shit. I think that's probably my favorite action sequence. My girlfriend really liked that scene a lot too. I like the moment where he heat visions everybody. It just seems very irresponsible for him to do that. I get they have like suits and superpowers, but I'm like, someone definitely died and got hit in the neck. I know they showed them all like, ugh, but I'm like, that was very irresponsible. For you to just be like, it's cool, I don't give a fuck, but like that. Somebody fucking died. So yeah. My wish is that James Gunn makes Robert Pat DCU Batman. Some scenes are not that great. Confirmed, not happening. Oh, is that for real? Confirmed? Okay, well, I didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought they said that they wanted to just do a contained Batman universe, anyways. I thought the Batman movies with Matt Reeves or whatever were supposed to be its own thing, but I haven't heard any news about an upcoming new movie. So I think we just have the Batman movie and the Penguin. I don't think we're gonna get any more. By the way, the Batman is a much better movie than this. He's casting his own Batman. They are for Reeves movies. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not mad at that. I don't think everything, cause didn't James Gunn's, you see, one of the problems that I'm having too is I don't keep up with what's been said and what's been like announced. Cause I know at one point he said he wants to connect the games, the shows, the movies, the cartoons, the comics, and make it one amalgamation. And I'm like, you're gonna lose so many people if you go multimedia like that. Because even me at this point, I wouldn't want to keep up with all that. And I'm pretty sure Creature Commandos already came out, and that's a part of James Gunn's DCU universe. I don't know if that sets up anything or that's important or integral, but I didn't watch it, right? So I'll get to it at some point. I just didn't really care to watch it right now. I actually still have superhero fatigue, but yeah, people just want them to be in the same verse because they love the portrayal of Bruce and Clark from both actors. I think that's fair. I wouldn't hate maybe a movie down the line, some type of crossover or interdimensional something, but let him cast his own Batman. I'm okay with it. But I think Robert Pattinson did do a good job. I'm a fan of the Batman movie. That was a good movie. You for sure love the Batman, yes, and nobody watched it. Nobody's about Creature Goddamn Commandos. Did it flop? I don't know. I don't know they did a good job promoting it because the only reason I know about it is because the French animators that do it, I'm actually a fan of their work. They worked on like People Doing the Super Fuck Friends and some other things that I like. So, shout out to my Franco funds, if you will. Okay, so let me just go through this. Yeah, I like Guy Gardner. He did a good job. He's there for comic relief. When he had a really good moment that I liked, where like there was one kid that was like holding up a Superman like thing when the army was invading to come, and a lot of Superman words were sitting with him and sitting with Hawkgirl and whatnot, and they internalized his message and they went to do what he would have done because they didn't get involved with. By the way, babe, are you here? Babe, are you here? Hold on. Just because this is hilarious, right? I thought this was funny. So in the movie, Guy Gardner, anytime he doesn't want to do something, he uses the oath, and it's like, oh no, I can't do that. This is the oath, babe. This is the oath. Okay, that's all it is. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. What the fuck was he talking about? Oh, the oath says I can't get involved in political this or that. I said this nigga is lying his ass off, and that's fly. That's fire. That shit had me dead. I'm like, what is he talking about? That shit is the most Dr. Seuss nursery rhyme oath of all time, and that shit was hilarious. It killed me. I thought that was funny as hell because they wouldn't know any better. And yes, him being a rat is on brand. Absolutely. So that was good. But yeah, he used that to like, he's like, I don't get involved in political issues, but obviously Superman was saying I didn't do this because I was politically standing for this country or that country. I just didn't want anyone to fucking die. People would have died. And then Superman had to choose between the Earth splitting in two and getting sucked into a black hole or stopping a war conflict. So we went to stop the black hole. It was Guy and Hawkgirl and shit that went there to stop the war from happening. And when the kid is holding it, he lands and he goes, "Hey kid, I know you wanted Superman, but you gotta upgrade." And he starts walking, and like his constructs are like flipping the bird and slapping shit around, and he's just walking around. I'm like, okay, that's very on brand. Him being like, you got an upgrade? I'm sorry, it's not Superman, but you got something better. Very cocky. He's a very cocky guy. So I also thought Guy Gardner was an interesting choice. I think James Gunn chose him because he wanted to do humorous stuff, but I need my guy Hal. I need Hallie. What the Hallie? James Gunn could do funny character moments, but he needs to understand it doesn't work for every character, and not every character needs to be comic relief. I thought there was moments where Superman did it that made sense, like when Krypto was not listening, I suppose, to some degree. And the one that I did like is when he dislocates his shoulder to kind of get Ultraman into the black hole, which I wonder. Does that transport Bizarro Ultraman to Earth 3, and then on Earth 3 he becomes Ultraman and comes back later? Like, I wonder if that's what he's trying to set up. I'm not sure. I could be overthinking that. Maybe he's just gone. But he gets back up. Oh, because he hadn't commented in a while. That's all. And then after he puts his shoulder back in, Mr. T's like, stop messing around. He's like, I'm not messing around. I'm doing really important stuff right now. I actually thought that was funny. He's like, bro, I was fighting for my life. I almost got stuck into a black hole. Please cut me some slack. This movie did a good job capturing the fact that Superman is very human in nature. I don't like the version of Superman that's afraid to like emote and get a little angry. And not from the standpoint where it's like, rage, but it's like, Superman is very human from the standpoint that, yes, sometimes he gets mad. He catches himself a lot and doesn't do anything crazy to like hurt somebody, but yo, I like when he's like, he pulled up on Lex and he's like, where's the dog? I like that. And I like when him and Lois were having that interview and he was getting frustrated by the questions because obviously he would think his girlfriend would give him a little bit of slack, but Lois has always been a reporter through and through to the bone. She gonna ask every hard-hitting question that's uncomfortable to you and does not give a fuck who you are. And he was getting frustrated, he's like, people are gonna die. Like I like that. That's very real. Like, that's something that I would see happen with him. I thought maybe in this version he's a little quick to anger. But it makes sense. It's fine. Like, it worked. That's a crybaby criticism. Superman getting his ass beat by people who should beat his ass is fine. I haven't seen the movie, and I know that's facts. How do you feel about Clark losing fights in this movie? Some people say he's beating too much. I think he bled too much. That was my biggest problem. Here's the thing about me. When Superman bleeds, it's supposed to be a big deal. So just kind of seeing him starting him off bloody and like bleeding, I thought he bled a little too much for my liking. That was really it. Personally speaking, I don't think the brain and bronze of Ultraman and Lex was enough for him to lose a fight so spectacularly in that fashion. I thought it was a little overmuch. I'm not mad that he loses fights. I've seen him lose many fights. That's not really like a criticism I had. I just thought, like, if he was gonna lose his first battle, I wish it was against someone a little more spectacular, not like Bizarro Ultraman with Lex isms. But to put respect on Lex's name, to concoct a plan that's intricate enough to put Superman in the bind that he loses, I can let it go and see it. But I feel you. I don't think he should have struggled that hard against the Bizarro Superman fucking B36 F5 12B. That was weird. The problem with the intro, from what I'm hearing, that they just should have shown the first fight. Yeah, they should have. And Ultraman should have just been alternate universe Superman being mind controlled by Lex instead of being a clone. That way he's not an idiot. I was wondering are you mind controlled? Are you being subdued somehow? Is there some type of like inhibitor chip in you that's making you whatever? Because Ultraman's not listening to Lex. But I don't know. I think he wanted to try something different. So, like, I'm gonna make this weird, bizarre Ultraman fusion. Those people forget that part where Lex said he's been studying Superman for years. Plus, he's using drones to protect Clark's moves. The moment Clark destroys those drones, he's beating the dog out of Ultraman. Facts. Ultraman is killing that man. Frame 1. I know he's been studying him for years, but I guess I think the problem I have is there's an assumption that every fight, Superman basically flow charts every fight. Like it's a video game. Like the first thing I do in every fight in Smash Brothers, I run up and pivot grab. Down throw, forward air, side B. Every single fight. Like, I'm sure he's fighting metahumans, regular people, some alien shit. He's rescuing cats from trees, stopping fires, catching planes. It's like, what are you really analyzing? That you could be like, his bicep twitched 1 millimeter to the left, which means he's gonna do a lariat. I just thought it was a bit much, but I get that we're trying to highlight Lex's intellect. That's why I'm just like, I'm gonna let it go. But I did think it was a bit much. That or it's some Lex 12th level intellect nonsense. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I let it go. It's fine. But like, to me, like if it was Zod and he got his ass beat by Zod, that would make more sense to me, you know? But again, I'm not mad at him losing fights. I've seen him lose many fights, even fights I don't think he should lose. Lois was great. I think I said that already. Lois was great. I don't think of anything else I really want to mention right now. I have no idea what he's trying to do with this universe, where he's going, if he's already named what the next movies or projects, what they are gonna be. But let me see. They didn't do enough with Martha Kent and Jonathan Kent. I like to see more next movie. Perry White, I like to see a bit more. I know he's black in this movie, but I need a great Caesar's ghost. I need that. I need to hear that. Maxwell Lord was in this? Oh, he was in this. Okay, fair enough. Mr. Terrific was great. Cat Grant's here too. Cat was fine. She played her role like perfectly okay. I didn't think she got any more screen time that she needed or didn't need. Eve was fine. Engineer was, I guess, okay, but I thought the engineer was a little. She got a little Toriyama hand jerk, like power up. Like, you're not that cold. Like, you're a cool nanobot machine thing, but you're not fucking with Kryptonians like that. Or at the very least, what you should have done was given her anti-Kryptonian weaponry, like kryptonite beams and magic blast and red solar radiation things, but whatever. Like I said, I think the Hawk Girl looks good. I didn't care for the Scream thing. I don't like Supergirl thing. Green Lantern was fine. Lex. This is the best live action Lex that I've personally seen. Though I think that some people don't appreciate a little bit what the other Lex did. I don't think he was great. I'm mixed on him, but there was a lot of things that Lex did in the BVS movie that I actually really like. This is probably my favorite live action Lois Lane from the movie standpoint. Who played Lois Lane for Christopher Reeves? What was her name? I like her a lot too, but I'm gonna give Rachel Braz. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm gonna give her the edge. I liked her a lot too. I'm gonna give her credits. Yeah, just got here. Did I like it? Yes, I did. I'm more high on it than I am low on it. But like I said earlier, this is still not the Superman movie that I have been waiting for. I'm still waiting for that movie. Brosnahan. Yeah, great Lois. Probably my favorite one. Erica Durance will always be my favorite Lois for now. I think Erica Durance can be beaten. I think this, if she's in more movies and is awesome, I think she can be beaten, but I still got Erica Durance as my favorite Lois Lane. Same, good movie, but not a great movie. Yeah, good movie. I'm actually like wondering if I like it more than Man of Steel, or I just like them both for different reasons, though openly admitting both movies have a lot of problems, cons, and flaws and mistakes, and I have criticisms of both movies. I'm in that 7 to 7.5 range. I think I said 7.6 originally. I want to kind of see it. I think I'll know, because this is a movie I'll end up watching at least 10 times. This is how I am. I've seen Man of Steel like 20 times, BVS like 20 times, Justice League. I've not as many because it's a very long movie, but at least I've seen it like like maybe like 10 times. So I think I'll really, really, truly know what I feel about this movie as I watch it a bit more. But yeah. She's a good actress in general, so you said fair. We'll probably try to watch it next week. I don't think you have to be in a rush. If you're a Superman guy and you like Superman, I think you should go out and see it. If you like Superman's whatever to me, I'd say wait. I'd say wait. She's a good actress in general. I've watched her in this Amazon Prime show that she's the main character of. That's what's up. I know the name. I know she looked familiar to me. Enjoyment wise, it's like an 8, but critical wise, like an 8, 6, or 7. That makes sense to me. Like, just from a popcorn flick, like turn my brain off, whatever, I think my general enjoyment is in that 7.5 to 8 range. When I put on the critical cap, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. I find Man of Steel better movie, but I need to watch this one again. I'm planning to watch it again. I feel you. Man of Steel has mostly has different problems for me, but again, if you generally explain to me what it is you're kind of trying to do, I'll try to give you the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, with like Zack Snyder stuff and like Christopher Nolan, it was supposed to be a more realistic take. And Zack Snyder wanted to go darker with it. So I'm like, okay, edge, grittier, darker, cool. I will play the game. And again, there's certain things that I know a lot of people hate about superheroes that will never on a personal level bother me, though I get it. Just because I'm cool with it doesn't mean I don't understand the criticism. Like Batman in BVS killing some of those criminals. I don't fucking care about them. I really don't. I don't care that Batman did that. But if I see Batman pull out a Thule and start busting shots like he's Thomas Wayne, I got a problem. Right? So I feel it. I think Man of Steel enjoyers, myself included, are really taking the piss with how good it is, not gonna lie. Without Russell Crowe as Jor-El, that movie falls apart by a whole planet, at least. I don't ever think I've ever called Man of Steel a perfect movie. I just like a lot of things about it. It's not a perfect movie. It's really like a 7 out of 10 if I'm being honest. I just find my ways to enjoy it. I actually think Justice League, the Snyder or whatever cut, and like BVS in a lot of ways are better movies, the extended edition, in a lot of ways, not necessarily. Again, I can always find things to enjoy in some of this stuff more often than not, but I always look at you and tell you, this was stupid, this was dumb, I didn't like this, you shouldn't have done this, you should have changed this was too complicated for the average audience, X, Y, and Z, pacing, editing, yada, yada, yada. The one thing I'll give Snyder is I like the power and the power and strength and the combat that he does. Like the characters feel as powerful as they should be to me, which I like. I will say this: no Superman will ever beat the goaded speech by Jarrell. Glad what I'm talking about. James Gunn should have taken notes. I'm projecting, but at a wager, I would find this movie to be straight up better written and more representative of Superman than Man of Steel. I think you would. I think you would. I'm with you. When he says that they will join you in this, they will stumble, they will fall, but eventually they will join you in the light. Yeah, that's an epic speech. Jarrell has some good ones in Smallville too. I can't remember them all, but at the end of the day, every director, every writer, every animation team and whatnot, they're gonna have their own ways and versions and things they want to do. Like the Adventures of Superman and Lois, like the new cartoon one, very like Gen Z ish to me with what they do, and then that live action one, the Lois and Clark one, very 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 like super Boy Scouty, goody two shoes Superman like. And some people like to lean into the power fantasy of Superman. Like everyone's gonna like different aspects of the character. To me, the least interesting thing about Superman in a lot of ways has always been how strong he is. But I don't like when he doesn't use his entire power set. The power set and his whole ability showcase and all the powers he has is the thing that annoys me the most. Arctic breath is my favorite thing that he has, and I see it the least, especially in live action. So, yeah. At some point, some director is gonna find the balance that Nye and I have talked about ad nauseum. Yes, yes. I need season 3 of the Lowest Thing to come out soon. Do you think James Gunn will do Zod invading Earth? I'm not sure. Maybe eventually, but I feel. Oh, I forgot to mention this. There were so many parts of the movie and certain things in the movie that felt like an overcorrection of what Zack Snyder did, where it's like, add lighthearted humor and lights and colors and vibrancy because don't like dark, gritty, punchy punch Zack Snyder. It felt like an overcorrection sometimes. I get why you did it, but like, relax. You're okay. Have your own vision. Don't worry about all that. That's in the past. The contained little Snyderverse trilogy shit is done. It's over. It's cool. Leave it alone. Mixel Piccolix is, I would argue, was in the movie. If you hear the line, "Oh, what's going on over there? Oh, they're fighting some other dimensional fourth dimension imp," who comes to mind, Glam? If you hear that line, fourth dimensional imp. So I actually think he was already in the movie. You know apparently there was a shot where Superman's sitting and it looks like there's some bullshit happening outside and people were upset. I think they said fourth, not fifth, but was outside and they were like, "Oh, it looks like he's just sitting there while there's conflict happening." That's kind of the scene. and somehow Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific stopped him, but I digress. Glam, do we know that James Gunn has already like giving a map or outline or a roadmap of like what he's gonna start doing next and whatnot? Do we know or not? Okay, let me see if I can find that. You starting work, babes? I love you. Be safe. Have fun. It's work, but you know. All right. Love you. James Gunn DCU roadmap. Let's see. Every upcoming show and let's see what we got here. There was like a whole slate announcement video like 3 years ago. I think we did us how to watch our stream, but not gonna lie. I think you're right. That's why I remember him. Like I think he had a roadmap or something, but I haven't paid attention or kept up, and I don't know if he's removed, switched around, changed, or like had second thoughts about certain things. But let's see if I can figure this out. Let's see. So Superman is out. The Sandman. There's a Sandman season 1. Did I know that? Peacemaker season 2. Peacemaker is still a part of this. Did I know that? The Batman part 2. Oh, I think some of this is just saying the next DC movies in general. So Supergirl will be next year June. So okay, so we're gonna piggyback off that. Creature Commandos, Brave and the Bold. I want the James Gunn though. That's all I want. I remember the Booster Gold thing. Hold on, let me see something. James Gunn. I don't know, man. I'm already tired. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I've already lost interest. I'll just go back to the Oh, is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? Gods and Monsters Roadmap. Gods and Monsters Road Map. Superman. Okay, so Supergirl's gonna be next. Women of Tomorrow. The Brave and the Bold. Live action Batman and Robin. Okay, Brave and the Bold. Swamp Thing. I need the League. Tell Laura about that. I need the League. The Authority. Okay. Wonder Woman's coming. Creature Commandos already out. Okay. Peacemaker. Okay. All right. Lanterns. It's an enormous TV event series. Interesting. I wonder if that's supposed to be like Hal or Kyle and John Stewart. Waller, okay, for Suicide Squad, Task Force X, Paradise Lost, the Wonder Woman TV prequel series in Themyscira. We got Booster Gold from the future. Yeah, I actually would love a Booster Gold movie. This excites me. This excites me. I'm here for Booster Gold. I actually like Booster Gold. Okay. All right. I'm just wondering. It looks like one thing I'll give him credit for. Oh shoot. Let me get my other battery. Sorry, real quick. One thing I'll give him credit for is it looks like he's trying to do some stuff with a couple of more obscure superheroes and stuff. So like credit where credit is due. Dude on the right is playing Hal Jordan. Left is Stewart. Okay. 1 second. I'll be right back. Back like cook crack. Wondering who'll be Yeah, do we have any inclination of who he wants to play Batman? Bring back Ben Affleck. Bring back the Batfleck. We don't. Lame. Turn that off. Turn it back on. Hey. No, hopefully he can pull it off because Robert Pattinson is people's favorite live action Batman right now. The problem with him is like most live action Batmans have more than one film, so you can kind of like see how they grow or grow into the role. While I do think he's had a really great strong start, I'd like to see him in at least one more film before I call him the best or greatest live action Batman, you know? Batman and Wonder Woman are apparently giving the creative team some trouble at the moment. Batman? Interesting. Is it true that I can do this? No, I know his name. Jason Momoa. Is it true that he's gonna be Lobo now? They're moving him from Aquaman to Lobo. I think I read that or saw that a few years ago or something of the sort. Is that true? Oh, okay. They probably want something different, hella different, because they think he's been too much shit. Who? Jason Momoa or Robert Pattinson? I don't know anything about that character. Is he cool? Lobo is like as kind of like a space mercenary. He's a Glam. What's his race again? It's not coming to me right now. What's his race? He's an alien, and he's like a bounty hunter, like assassin from like space. He like rides this sick bike. I'll show you a character. So I just want to see it. I can't remember it right now. Give me a second. I'll put him on screen. His gimmick is a lot. He's one of those characters that have had like a little bit of a messy history. A bit of a messy history, but usually he's like very powerful, strong, super strength, things of that nature. He's a Sarzian. That's what he is. This is Lobo, the main man. This is Lobo. Yeah, the main man. Let's get the picture up here. I don't like this picture of Lobo though. I want a better one. Show me Lobo on the bike. Show me Lobo on the bike, bro. Jason Momoa has the like right build and hair for, but yeah, this is him. You might have seen him in some stuff. Like this is him in the animated series. Yeah, this is a good picture of Lobo right here. He be smoking cigars and stuff. He's like, I'm the main man. He's cool. He can like heal and shit. He be healing and whatnot. He's a cool character. I'm not a Lobo fan, but I like Lobo. Lobo cool. He cool. Booster Gold, if you don't know about him, I'll just keep it simple. He's from the 30th century, and in the 30th century, history is very well documented about a lot of the things superheroes have done in major events, and he comes back in time with a bunch of technology that doesn't exist in the 20th century and basically stops crimes before they happen, fucking up the timeline a little bit, because he already preemptively knows historically what's going to happen on what day in which area, and then like through that he actually becomes an actual true like hero and better person, because obviously that's fucked up, right? So I think a Booster Gold movie could be good. It's interesting. So they're going Superman, Supergirl, then Batman, eh? And then I wonder if that Green Lantern show is gonna be good, because I find like with the DC shows and shows in general, the budget's always a little bit lower. But I actually do feel like a Green Lantern series lends itself better to like all the things the core does better than a movie. Or you would need several movies. I actually think this can work if it's executed well, but I can't say that I'm excited. But I like, because of Geoff Johns, I really like a lot of Lantern stuff. I think he really revitalized like DC space. Because one of the best things that happened in the New 52 was the rise of the Third Army and Val Thrum, the first Lantern. That was really good stuff in my opinion. And obviously Brightest Day and Blackest Night, yada yada, whoop-de-whoop. So I'm slowly getting the urge to read comics. Coming years, I might finally read them. Definitely ask you where to start. Another thing you can do, because I always tell people this, you don't have to necessarily jump straight to the comics. Because what I always think is the best way to get into this stuff is whatever character you naturally gravitate to, consume their stories. So let's say Superman. Watch Smallville. Watch Superman the Animated Series. Watch Justice League. Watch Justice League Unlimited. Watch the Superman animated films like All-Star Superman, what's the one where he lobotomizes Manchester Black called again? That movie? Superman animated films. I can spell. Like, do stuff like that. Like, that's what I would do. Versus the Elite. Thank you. Versus the Elite. Oh, let's say you're like, oh, I like Hal Jordan. You should watch, like, Green Lantern, Emerald Knight, Green Lantern, like, First Flight. Oh, I like Wonder Woman. Watch the 2009 Wonder Woman movie. Sorry, I thought this was on screen. My fault. Like, a lot of these movies do a good job adapting a lot of the comic, like Batman, under the hood and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of good ones. So definitely peep some of these. I think they will do you a lot of good, and then maybe jump to the comics. I still think that pipeline works really well. What's Wonder Woman Green? What's the woman Green Lantern called again? Her name is Jessica Cruz. Jessica de la Cruz. Jessica Cruz. Cruz. Yeah, she's the Green Lantern with major anxiety or something like that. Yes. She had a movie pretty recently. It was like Justice League versus the Five or something like that. Or Justice League 5. It was pretty good. I could actually show you guys some of my favorite DC animated films if you at all care. This is a really old, really old list, but still good though. Shout out to Preacher. I forgot about Preacher. I was a Preacher stan for a minute. I used to man, my blog era days, man. Fantastic waste of time. Fantastic Four. Me cooking that on the apps. An asshole. This is my Superman video. Ambitious Ant-Man. Damn, how far back is this? There we go. Like 10 must see DC animated films. These are some of my favorites. I'll make a new list. But I actually think Wonder Woman's really good. I like Crisis on Two Earths. This is where you'll see Ultraman actually. Ultraman and like the evil version of Justice League, the Crime Syndicate. Justice League Doom is like the movie where Batman has a contingency plan to take out everyone in the Justice League just in case, and somebody kind of uses that to take them out. Green Lantern Emerald Knights is a collective story of different Green Lanterns and their story and how they came up and what they did. It's like Hal Jordan, The Planet, like Kilowog, Sinestro, X, Y, and Z. You got Assault on Arkham. I actually don't. This is just the video. This is just kind of like the video game version of. I think this is a video game one I'm thinking of. I don't remember this movie that well, but it's just like they break out of Arkham Asylum, the Suicide Squad, and Batman goes back in there. Green Lantern First Flight is Hal Jordan's kind of origin story. Under the Red Hood was where Joker kills the Robin, and that's the aftermath. This is one of my favorites, Superman Batman Apocalypse. This is when Supergirl comes to Earth, and then Darkseid tries to make her one of his Furies. I always feel like this movie has a misleading title because Wonder Woman has such a huge role in it. It should have been like a Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Holy Trinity movie, but it's about Supergirl coming to Earth and like some Darkseid stuff. The Flashpoint Paradox. This is when it gets rebooted into the New 52, where Flash goes back in time and saves his mom from dying, which fucks up the timeline. And my personal favorite DC movie, which I have a video you should watch if you haven't seen it already. It's called Gods and Monsters, and it's just kind of like a different take on the Justice League. This is Kirk Langstrom, Man-Bat, where Batman's a vampire. Wonder Woman is a new god. And this is Zod's son. This is Zod's kid. This is actually not Kal-El. This is actually Zod's kid that came to Earth. And they're like more morally ambiguous in that gray where they're not necessarily they're not afraid to kill if they have to. It's really good though. If you want to kind of hear my takes on it, definitely go watch my video on it on the channel here. I did do a Mario Kart World video recently if you care about Mario Kart World or want to know about it or my thoughts on it, but it should be around like here. There it is. Case 20 is Gods and Monsters, the best DC animated film. I'll post a link if anyone's interested. And I feel like this is probably a good time for people. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Mensa. For the Prime, 14 months. I appreciate you. I saw that late. I also have like the thing about Superman movie or why he's movie video why he's the greatest hero. I think this is a good time to bring it up. I am gonna actually do a proper review for this movie after I see it. I am gonna be uploading a lot more on there. I actually have some comic book videos already. I've recorded the audio for my Monstrous, Rat Queens, and Deadly Class video. I'm a bit in my comic book bag right now. When the Bleach anime is coming back for its final fourth core for the 1,000-Year Blood War, that's when I'll drop the Bleach video. I have a power scaling questions. I saw a clip of Batman versus the TMNT Shredder. Who would win? if it was Arkham Batman. So if it's Arkham, like Arkham Batman from the video games versus the Shredder, I would do his video on Saga, absolutely. Oh, I forgot I'm not on camera. Let me think. The problem with me is I'm actually not a teenage ninja teenage mutant ninja turtle. I'm not too savvy on all of the mythos of Shredder. I've seen, like, I played games and I've read a comic here and there. There's actually a comic, the IDW comic, that I still have the link for that I'm supposed to read. I'm sorry, Glenn. I'm a fraud. I'm a fucking fraud. But I don't know. That was a cool movie though. It was a fun movie, but I actually couldn't tell you because I don't know much about the Shredder. So I'm gone from the basically like the 17th to like the 22nd, and then August 7th to the 12th. So I was thinking, you know what? Next week, would Wednesday work? I think next week Wednesday would be a good day actually. The 16th. I do Kubera Monday, Tower God Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday. July 16th. July 16th. Shredder is pretty powerful and broken. There's a lot of crazy things that happens in the TMNT universe, but again, I'm not well versed enough, so I don't want to be, that guy. But I have seen people say, "Oh, Shredder would win." I don't know too much about Shredder like that. Like, I don't know. You straining Wednesday up a group? No, not yet. Me and Glam have to do our 6 years of Batman, 6 years of Spider-Man, and then we're gonna do maybe 6 years of Superman and 6 years of someone else in the Marvel universe. How we would construct the comic book universe or whatever if we would do it. Comic book Batman versus Shredder in any verse though. LOL. Batman finna lie and win. No, they're fun, man. They're fun. But when I do the group review, I'll let you know. I need some more comic book movies on here though, for real. But yeah, I'm very proud of this channel so far. All things considered, I think some of my best editing, but I need to be more consistent. Anyways, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think in a nutshell, I've said most of the things I want to say again. You'll get my focused, scripted thoughts when I do my proper Superman review after I've seen it one more time. I actually did go on the Grand Line and put on my straw hat and found a version of it. I might just watch that once or twice too, but I don't hate the movie, man. I didn't hate it. It's really hard for me to very much dislike a Superman movie a lot of the times because I'm such a fan. I'll find something to enjoy. But again, characterization and presentation of the characters and the acting stuff were good. The biggest problem to come with James Gunn's humor, James Gunn's pacing, and some of the liberties and changes that he's done, and him not actually fleshing out some of the important plot threads that happened in the film. Like, Lex, why does Lex hate Superman so much? And he's explaining it at the very end, doing a tell don't show, but it would have been better to see it. In Smallville, they went from friends/brothers to enemies. More often than not, because Lex sees himself as the pinnacle of humanity. He's rich, he's smart, he's brilliant, he's in great shape, he's got technology and wealth out the wazoo. And this fucking alien just comes and everyone just goo goo gaga over him, and he's like, I'm sick to my stomach. Fuck this alien. Right? And then, yeah. You want to see it, man. You see it. You hate him because he ain't him. It's true, but ultimately, I would like to see Nicholas Holt's Lex and what personal issues he's had with this Superman. And Superman had one of his speeches about being human, which was very representative. Bro, I'm from Kansas, born and raised on a farm. I'm as American and human as it gets, kind of thing. Yeah. Not the best movie I've seen, not the worst movie I've seen. I think I'm pretty even keeled, not too high, not too low on this movie, but I will say it doesn't have a Zod versus Superman in it, or a Feora going crazy or something like that. Like, I do think one thing Zack Snyder does really well, in my opinion, is craft interesting cut scenes. Though I do think he uses slow mo a little too much. I think he can chill on the slow motion. But that's generally my thoughts on the movie, man. Like, it was cool. The Ultraman fight was good. I didn't dislike it. I didn't like it more than the Zod fight, though. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not comfortable calling him Ultraman. I'm Ultra Zorro, Bizarro Man. It's not Ultraman to me, bro. I think so too, but I just like the Zod fight a lot too. But the Feora parts were crazy, and when he fought the other one too, by the IHOP, I think it was. Maybe James Gunn will change in Supergirl movie where they mistranslated Superman's parents' message. You think so? It was good, but not like the Zod versus Supes and Snyder. Cause I the first time that I've ever seen the like pan into the camera and punch and hit the person back in kind of like the first person view was in that movie, and I've seen so many movies and games replicate that because it was fucking cold. He definitely won't. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't really like. I didn't like that change, but I don't know. I'll leave it alone. I'm too tired to care. I'm too tired to care. But that's the gist of my thoughts. I know it's disorganized because again, I like to see movies like more than once, 2 to 3 to 4 times before I really talk about it. Just because my memory betrays me a lot. But I should probably just mention who my favorite characters in the movie are. So let me get I need the cast again. I need the cast list. I'm sitting back until I get to where I was before. Oh, I was forward, back. There we back. You know what? Let me just Google it because this is not working. Superman cast. So I'll give you my favorite 5. That's what I'm gonna do. Fantastic Four review gonna be loaded too. Hehe. Oh, I'm not. That's definitely getting watched at home. I'm not going to theater for that. I don't. That's not moving me. Okay. My favorite characters in the Superman movie. Being made for Disney Plus, that's fair. I think it's hard for me to not say Superman. I'm just gonna dick ride, so I'll say Superman was my favorite. I'm a dick ride. So shout out to David Corn Sweat. Then I'm gonna say Eddie as Mr. Terrific. I think he was like the side character standout, if that makes sense. Then I'm going to say, after Mr. Terrific, I'm going to go Lois Lane. No, I'm going to go Lex third. I think Lex was my third favorite character. Nicholas Holt's Lex is my favorite live-action movie Lex Luthor that I've seen. Again, live action in general, I don't think Michael Rosenbaum will be topped in my lifetime. Then I'm going to go Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane. And then Guy Gardner. I could probably flip Guy Gardner and Lois Lane, actually. So I'll put Lois 5th. Then as a 6th honorable mention... Jimmy Olsen. I go Jimmy. My boy Jimma. So yeah. Cool movie. You know, I don't think we're cooking. I don't know that the DCU started with a bang necessarily. But, hey, man. It is what it is. If Lex is a hater, he's a good Lex. But also, I do think you need to highlight Lex's intellect and Lex's multifacetedness from the standpoint where Lex is a little petty, and he does have rage. Like Lex is a person that likes to be calm and composed, weird little man in your attic. Thank you for the follow. That's a funny name. Lex has no hair because he a hater. He definitely convinced he was a hater, so he's good. I'm gonna watch it again, so maybe I'll like him more. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go Superman, Mr. Terrific, Lex, Guy Gardner, and then Lois Lane, and then Jimmy Olsen would be my 6 favorite characters in that order from the movie. I would say so. Wasn't perfect. Was not the Superman movie that I've been waiting for still, but again, I didn't dislike it, and as much as I do enjoy Man of Steel for many reasons, I think I like Man of Steel and Superman 2025 for different reasons. Though neither are perfect movies, both of them have issues, cons and drawbacks, and they're both in that 7 range, 7 to 7.5 for me. So we'll see. I want to see what he does with Supergirl. I'm interested in that. We'll see what he does. But again, I think part of the reason I ended up not hating this movie or liking it as much because I didn't expect to like it at all based on anything that I heard or saw. It didn't move me. I didn't even really like David as like Clark or like Superman when I was watching him. But when I watched the film, I thought he did a good job. I like his Superman. I always feel like Henry Cavill never got the fair chance to embody all the best parts and hopefulness of Superman because of the directing of Zack Snyder and how he went about it. Metamorpho was good. I liked him. But he didn't like steal the show for me in any capacity. I don't have a problem putting him 7. He was fine. I think he'll come into his own because he's with the Justice Gang right now. He'll come into his own, I think, in later movies and probably get a solo movie or like a really like important act in a movie later on that will solidify him. But he was good. And he looked good. Whatever they did with him, he looked good in the movie. So, yeah. I think out of all the projects that I saw that James Gunn is doing, the 2 that I'm the most interested in is the Lanterns TV series and Supergirl. And Booster Gold, so 3, Booster Gold. I actually already like the first Wonder Woman from the DCEU a lot, so I'm a little sad that Patty Jenkins wasted it with the Superman Wonder Woman 1987 or whatever it was. That was so fucking ass. It's baffling how both movies can be so differently ass. Like I think Wonder Woman is a solid movie. It's good. It's not the pinnacle of anything, but it's a good movie. And I like Gal Gadot. She looks good to me. Gal Gadot's sexy. I don't give a fuck. But like, yeah, I don't know. You want a Flash movie? I find his powers to be damn cool. I think after Ezra Miller, I think they want to stay away from Flash for a little bit. But I'm with you. I like Flash. Hal Jordan being old makes me not excited about that show at all. Yeah, it looks like he doesn't want to use Hal. I think he's more. But would you be okay if we got like a really great Jon Stewart and perhaps a good Kyle Rayner? But you and I are Hal stands. I think Hal's the greatest Green Lantern. I'm with you. I'm not fucking with. I like Jon Stewart. Simon Baz is whatever. I like Jessica. I like Kyle. Guy Gardner is good in his own right, but Hal is the guy. Oh, Alan Scott, whatever. Hal is the guy, bro. That's my nigga. So I don't know. Gunn's gonna want to push Stewart and Kruz, knowing him. I wouldn't be shocked. He's gonna. Yeah, I'm not shocked. Wouldn't be mad if they cast a guy from CW Flash for the movies. I would. What's his name? Grant Gustin? I don't want him being flashed. I honestly think James Gunn should just use different actors for everything. The only one actor I think he should repeat, if he really wants to, is Jason Momoa for Lobo. Yo, who's the most underrated character? In general or in the Superman film? Are you asking me what character I think is just an underrated character in DC lore that doesn't get used a lot, that I like a lot? Because I'd probably throw in like an Atrocitus and a Sinestro and or Atrocitus, Sinestro, I think, come up for me. I'm a really big Sinestro fan on a personal level. I would really like to see some more like Lady Shiva, or see Lady Shiva in a live action sense, kind of get some incredible shine or whatnot. Who do I think is the most underrated DC character? That's a great question. I think I remember your answer, but say it anyways. Let me think. No, not Nightwing. Not Nightwing. Oh yeah, Doctor Fate. Doctor Fate's underrated. Absolutely. I actually ended up seeing that fucking Black Adam movie one day when I was bored. Mine is the cowboy named Vigilante from Justice League Unlimited. I remember Vigilante. I know what you're talking about. Red Tornado's cool. I like Red Tornado. I actually like Aqualad a lot. The Young Justice version of Jackson Hyde, I think his name is. Oh, Question is fire. The Question I don't think is on. I think most people who are DC fans like the Question, but he's not utilized to the same degree. So underrated doesn't mean he's on. Yeah. Underrated is fair for the Question. Martian Manhunter is kind of my answer in my head. I just felt like, oh, he's so well known though, but like, I feel like a lot of times when he's there, he's not utilized to his fullest capability. And I think Martian Manhunter is one of the strongest, scariest DC characters, just equally on par, if not more dangerous than Superman. Shout to John Jones, man. That's my fucking guy. I am actually a Supergirl fan, all things considered. I like Supergirl. I don't care for Power Girl as much. I get it. Big Yiddy. Ooh, make Sydney Sweeney. Fucking no, don't do that. Don't do that. I know what you are. Don't do it. We don't even need Power Girl. Just leave that out of. Just leave her out of this. I like a Martian Manhunter film or series. I would love that. I would love to. Like I said, there's certain characters I would love to actually write for, and Martian Manhunter is a character where I think I can do justice. Superman's another one. Again, there's some characters that I would like to try. I don't know that it would hit. I don't know that I'd be the best Batman writer. I actually don't know that I'd be the best one. But I think I'd make a great Superman comic, personally. Is Martian Manhunt really like that? Into the research? Well, he's very strong. He's very fast. He can fly. He has a type of what is his lasers called again? His he can shapeshift, telepathy. He can read minds. Like, he's very fucking dangerous. Martian vision, yes. Like, nah, man, he's got a very, very impressive power set, and he is very strong. That's my guy, bro. That's my guy. I wonder if they added anything here, but I'll just kind of list off the basics. I'll just go to the basics. But yeah, man, he's cool, bro. He's cool. He can like turn invisible, phase through shit. Like, he's awesome. So he's actually very smart. Well, he's very smart. Yeah. He can speak multiple languages. He could imitate other people. He's good at replicating people. Yeah, he's just like a really, 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 really cool power set, man. I like when he phases through things and just like rips them apart on some vision shit, if you will. But no, he's very powerful. Wonder Woman's another character that's very, 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 very effing strong that some people underestimate sometimes, you know? You say, hey, Prince, Romeo. He said, you pee? Why are you peeing? Thank you for the follow. He's Jean Grey, Superman, and Mr. Fantastic put together in one dude. Yes. I personally think that. He is versatile. Bro, I swear to God, I'll give up my top surgery just for John Johnson spit in my mouth and oh my lord. But yeah, DC is trash and Marvel is better in every way. You're allowed to believe that. There's nothing wrong with believing that. To each their own. I'm so checked out of Marvel vs. DC the same way I'm checked out of console wars. Like, you know, remember when the Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360 were in war? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm an Image Comics guy, so yeah. But ultimately, that's my review of Superman. Again, I think it was good. It was solid, but I have a lot of issues with the movie itself. We'll see how the DCU continues to move forward, and if James Gunn can cook. But again, I wouldn't have liked James Gunn. I don't like that James Gunn is leading this and heading this. I wish it was somebody else, but it is what it is. So yeah. The House of L unites us. Shout out to the House of L. Shout out to Kal-El. Shout out to my niggas, my Kryptonians. We be basking in the sunlight. And yeah, man. Yeah. Y'all became with the wrong things. And by the way, I'll let you guys know when the review is about done and everything. Yeah, it could have been me. Actually, I would hate to be the head of all DC. Just let me write Superman. Of course, man. Of course. Y'all knew I was gonna do it. I didn't really plan on going to see this movie, but my boy ended up getting me a ticket and stuff, and then my girl wanted to come too, so we ended up going and seeing it, and you know what I mean. So yeah. Superman is a copyright infringement. I mean, think about it. Omni-Man, just a Jonah Jameson with powers, and Homelander, bruh, he's a mommy simp who has the personality of a psychopath. Yeah. Superman is the standard. When you're the best, everyone wants to imitate you, you know? I'll let you guys know when my actual proper focus review. It'll probably be about 20 minutes. Focus review where I solidify and consolidate all my thoughts and streamline them coherently. So stay tuned for that. But that'll happen after the group discussion and after I've seen the movie at least once or two more times, just so I can take notes as I'm writing. So yeah. But I had fun with it, all things considered. It was a fun viewing experience, and we'll see what happens next. Thank you for rocking out with me for these 2 hours. I don't usually stream on the weekends. It's my Saturday, but I'm about to go outside. Y'all be safe. The House of L unites us. You dig?